This whole thing is partially on trend. Now, part of it is for the safety of women. White women over time have always kind of gone with whatever is trendy in order to fit in because we, at our core, are survivalists. Whatever catches the white man's interest at the time, that is what we mold and shape ourselves into because, at the moment, we are heading towards 1950s trad wives. And part of that aesthetic is being super religious. It doesn't matter whether or not you actually believe in Jesus. As a matter of fact, he's a nice express pass out of some really terrible behavior because, like, I'm gonna go pray on this. I mean, I've just gotten you fired and destroyed your entire life, but I'm gonna go home to pray on this. Jesus knows what's in my heart. When those parents who just, their kid get on TV and say they're missing, the number of times they're wearing a crucifix or they use God a lot. Apparently that's a big old flag to people as to whether or not to look further into the parents about the missing kid. And let's look at who wears a cross in Trump's administration versus who acts like a Christian. There's an ever-growing movement of Jesus was anti-vax. If Jesus had kids, he wouldn't have vaccinated them. First of all, if Jesus had kids, he would have had a lot of splaining to do to his daddy, an unmarried man, breeding. When was Jesus born? There will be a lot of fake Christians coming out of the woodwork. Part of it is the Carrie Underwood move. Align yourselves with MAGA. MAGA loves merch. MAGA loves to support MAGA. I mean, she's going back on American Idol, and the news stories are all like she's been explicitly told, shut your mouth about MAGA. Like, while you're here, we're going to pretend that you're not god-awful. So if you were looking for a reason to no longer watch American Idol, the fact that she's MAGA, they know it, and they've just warned her to not be aggressively MAGA. What's his name? Simon? The douchebag? The one they've never really been able to curb? They're willing to let Simon be a douchebag 24/7, but they have to specifically tell Carrie Underwood to shut up. You'll tank our ratings with the Democrats if they remember that you're MAGA. Let's tank their ratings. But she was ending her Vegas stint, and her ticket sales went up as soon as she was announced. Do we all pretty much guess that she's going to be honored at the Kennedy Center? Yeah. Because to that crowd, they love the merch. They love the MAGA support. Aligning yourselves with MAGA, at least short term, will be profitable. This happened in World War II Germany. There were a lot of artists and authors, performers, singers, dancers that went very pro-Hitler because that was the assumed way to survive. It didn't work well for them in the end, but in the short term, they didn't end up in the camps, so Carrie Underwood is essentially trying not to end up in the modern version of a camp, and so many other artists are as well. I mean, I feel like Kid Rock is a true believer, but Carrie Underwood, I think, is reasonably Republican, but saw a great financial opportunity. But more and more, especially with white women, but then, everybody else will roll in eventually, the traditional wife, the purity culture kind of attire, a lot of loose, flowy, floral things, not fully believe in the Project 2025 kind of view of things, but if you dress the part, it's harder to figure out who is not complying. Gwen Stefani is apparently from a conservative area of Florida, so it's not surprising to a lot of people that she's conservative, but number one, she's getting paid to advertise for this app. There has got to be money involved, if not shares, and at $69.99 or $129.99, this app is making money. If you're gonna sell out for a lot. Remember that most Hollywood celebrities that are too good to do TV ads here in the US do them all the time in Japan thinking you'll never see them. They do ads. Entire YouTube channels devoted to this. First of all, let's be honest about Christianity in the United States. Most use it as a hall pass. They use their Christianity as a way to excuse their bad behavior. So now that there's an app that allows you to be part of the cool crowd, just pray with myself and my God that I believe in. Nay, nay. I pay to pray with a celebrity who somehow has a direct line of communication to my God. You know, the God who sent us his only son, who was a poor ass carpenter who just walked around all day in sandals doing good things. Yeah, that God would definitely support $129.99 for a family plan. Sunday best isn't about showing up to church to impress God. It's about showing up to church to impress others, to make sure people in the community know you're standing. New Easter outfit isn't because Jesus has risen, like, and we went to Macy's. Jesus has risen, and I can afford yet another new dress. The religion is capitalism, with the, cover of Christianity. This app is the new televangelist whatever of cable TV of the 80s and 90s. This one doesn't even make a pretense of being associated with the church. It is pure profit and pure profit-minded celebrities. And people are falling for it. The good news is it's exposing some celebrities that people weren't quite aware of. I think everybody knows what Chris Pratt is up to and how far right he is. Mark Wahlberg had a rebrand with his Christianity, but apparently he actually does pray every day. Like, it's a thing. He has a lot to atone for. Gwen surprised people, but as the Hallow app continues to grow, you will see more and more celebrities hyping it. There's money. And in these tough economic times, celebrities will do a lot for money, including blowing up their career. But that's not how they see it. Carrie Underwood sold more tickets once she went MAGA, so you will see more celebrities going MAGA. It's a short-term game, but at the moment, they need the money.